So Ed Henry joins us from Washington. So Ed, we've got some breaking news on all of this and some pretty big stories. Some of these, fall to the wayside. Others stand out in a big way. Tell us why this does.
Yeah, well, let me start with the DNC and what appears to be, or flat out is, coordination between the Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee before Hillary Clinton even announced that she was running for president. Remember, the White House in December of 2014 and the Democratic National Committee insisted they were neutral in this entire race. We learned later that wasn't true. Now we're getting even more evidence. An email between Robbie Mook and Cheryl Mills. These are obviously two very senior aides to Hillary Clinton. December 2014, quote, "I will definitely have a conversation with her once David Seamus, the political director at the White House, gets DWS, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and Amy, her chief of staff, aligned." That word, aligned. "I also want to get her help on Iowa planning next week." Planning about the Iowa caucuses in December of 2014, the Clinton camp working with the Democratic National Committee and the White House. Bernie Sanders should call his office and check into some of this stuff because he hasn't really said very much about all of this. But remember in this past summer at the Democratic Convention, because of previous WikiLeaks, Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to basically resign, was forced out at Bernie Sanders urging that she be fired. But he hasn't said much since then. He's been campaigning for Hillary Clinton. This suggests they rigged this long before Hillary Clinton even announced. And it draws the White House in because David Seamus, is mentioned throughout this email exchange. And so the White House keeps saying, and has said for months and more than a year that they were neutral in the race. They were working with Hillary Clinton's camp. The context here is they were working on hiring someone to focus on general election planning efforts. Fine, the White House wants a Democrat to be elected in the general election. We get that. But it was supposed to be, could be Bernie Sanders, could be Martin O'Malley, let's not forget about him, could be Hillary Clinton. No, the White House, the DNC, were working with the Clinton campaign. This is now revealed for all the world to see.
I mean, to think about it, you just have to put the shoe on the other foot. I mean, what if the RNC had been essentially in bed with any one of the many candidates who stood on that stage early in this process, or with Donald Trump? There would have been absolute outrage. Other big headline today is Clinton Incorporated and Doug Band and what he was working behind the scenes to make sure that Bill Clinton became a very wealthy man when he left office.
Well, and Martha, you and Bill have been highlighting this every day for the last couple of weeks, and we did some of these emails last week. Others are catching up on it, and basically it talks about how Bill Clinton was not just raising money for the Clinton Foundation for all these great works that you hear Hillary Clinton talk about in the debates, in the debate with Chris Wallace in particular, but instead was then pocketing money himself and getting gifts. We talked about that email last week that Bill Clinton, according to Doug Band, a Clinton intimate who was on the inside, 2011 email said Bill Clinton was collecting money from at least 3 sponsors of the Clinton Global Initiative, money in his pocket, and took big gifts that were in the Clinton home. Now the Wall Street Journal has a new memo talking about Clinton getting speaking fees and other things because of Clinton Foundation contacts, quote, yielded more than $30 million for him personally, with $66 million to be paid out over the next 9 years should he choose to continue with the current engagement. So the context here is that Doug Band was under fire from Chelsea Clinton. And by the way, she is a good actor in all of this. Chelsea Clinton was tipped off in 2011 that there was a lot of bad stuff happening at the Clinton Foundation. She blew the whistle, number one. She went to and had them do an audit with a big New York law firm to say what's going on here, and went after Doug Band. So Doug Band was firing back. And among the things he said in various emails is, if you want to come after me over conflict of interest, he said, because he has this consulting company, Teneo, that was allegedly making money off the foundation. He said at one point, Martha, there are 500, his number, 500 different conflicts of interest at the Clinton Foundation. Go after that. Don't just go after me. So that's the context. This is big stuff, Martha.
It is. And he suggested, that Bill Clinton had tons of conflicts of interest that should be investigated. A lot of friction between Chelsea Clinton and Doug Band, to be sure. And you see them going after each other in these emails. And she does seem to be trying to make an effort to protect her father from anything that would look like an impropriety with regard to this. So excellent job, Ed. Thank you very much. We'll see you a little bit later.